All right. This video has taken a lot longer to release than what I'd like to, and for a lot of annoying reasons. Oh my god. Personal annoying reasons. So with that being said, finally I am here. I'm here to talk, and this was going to be a pros and cons video, as I did with, as I mentioned in the community post. But the more I've been trying to like diss on Acheron, which I don't want to, but that was like the whole idea, the whole purpose of the video. The more I tell myself, it's just common sense, and there's just not much to really nag on Acheron. So because of that, this video is going to be changing on why Acheron is a high value unit and why she's just so good regardless of what anybody says at the moment. At the moment being patch 2.1. All right. With that being said, let's get into the video. As usual, like, comment, and subscribe, please. It really does motivate me into making more videos, believe it or not. I don't like saying please or begging to a degree, but lol. And as usual, I have a stuttering problem. It's like pretty abundant, like abundantly clear, so please forgive me in that. Alright, let's just start glazing Acheron, because this is basically what this video is going to be about, because she's just too good. There's not much, there's nothing that I can say that's truly like a negative thing that would have people like, oh my god, he's so right. You know, there just isn't. Like, she's just so good. So let's all gather around and glaze her together. Am I right? First thing I want to mention is why Acheron is future proof, and for that we're going to be looking at her talent, right? Called the Abyss. When there are 1 or 2 Nihility characters other than Acheron in the team, the damage dealt by Acheron's basic attack, skill, and ultimate increases to 115% or 160% of the original damage. Why is that so good, and why is that quote-unquote future proof or slash an investment? Let's just say that a 5-star variant of Pella releases, not like a 5-star named Pella, but you know, they kind of do what she does, but you know, better, right? Like, let's say her skill is a AoE skill that does exactly what the ultimate does, but a bit more, and the ultimate just defense shreds and like, just, I don't know, just attack boost, like something, right? I don't want to go too much into it, but that's an indirect buff to Acheron and actually Kafka to a degree, but more towards Acheron. Do you kind of get the vision now if you didn't beforehand? Any and every Nihility character that comes out now is an indirect buff, or I don't want to say nerf if it's not, if Acheron can't benefit from it, but it's just a buff. She's only gonna get buffed, not a nerf yet, right? So with that being said, obviously she is future proof as fuck, and Acheron currently does more than enough that damage to clear anything in the game, like any and everything, right? Even with four stars. Like, I'm pretty sure if you've seen the videos where it's like a 4-star only team and they do 1 million. Never in the game's existence have we ever had a character that's capable of doing that, which is just stupid. It's crazy, but it's good, right? So with that being said, you kind of do need her in your account. She's a very high value character, and obviously free to play. Oh my days, free to play friendly. That's buffering, right? And I want to point out, before Acheron's release, I was saying how she will be free to play friendly, and I'm right. I am so right. It makes me happy, right? Hold on. Oops. You can use her in like literally any team. Like, you don't need to have five stars. Like, you don't need those guys to hit 1 million. You could no, bro. Oh my god, I'm stuttering. You could no joke use Pella and Gwenifin and like Asta, lol, right? It's just like me showing you like who you could use, bro. Hold on, guys. I need to refresh. I'm stuttering too much. But with that being said, her being free to play friendly as fuck is an indirect buff to older units, characters, whatever you want to call them, right? And with that being said, I'm going to explain why and why Acheron herself is the hyper carry. So let's pull out the list. Ah, yes, Pride Wins tier list. And let's explain. There you go. Alright. Now, what do I mean by her indirectly buffing and kind of nerfing other characters' usage rate slash value, right? We have a character like Pella, which they done her dirty. She deserves S tier more than Ting Young currently, kind of. But whatever, you know, we're not the ones making the fucking list, so we don't know anything that what we're talking about. But she buffs up characters like Pella, characters like Silverwolf. Like beforehand, before patch 2.1, Silverwolf did not deserve to be an S tier, but now she definitely does, right? She buffs characters like Welt. For some reason, he's in B tier. He should not be in B tier. She indirectly buffs characters like Fire MC, and for some reason, Fire MC is in C tier. Stupid, right? That's just dumb. That is just dumb as fuck, bro. There's no way and there's no reason why Welt and Fire MC are in the tier that they're in. That's just a disrespect, and I'm kind of annoyed about that. But lol, what can we really do? And okay, and what was I gonna say? Okay, yeah, that's how she indirectly buffs the characters because of her kit. All right, I never explained why. I just said why. I mean, yeah, whatever. She buffs up those characters because of her own kit and the way she wants to be played, which is just super good and kind of dumb in a sense, because it's like, wow, like we're getting characters like this now, but dumb in a good way, right? Actually, I want to check. Did they buff her? Okay, there you go. Whew. All right. Okay. I'm so sorry. That was just a need that needed to happen, right? So then, at the same time, she kind of indirectly nerfs characters such as Ting Young, who is like naturally a really good S tier character, but you can't use her with the best DPS in the game, which really does suck, right? And now, probably the most controversial take: Acheron doesn't need. I'm okay. How can I word this? Acheron is the hyper carry. Now, I wouldn't say this is controversial to some people if you have a brain, but if you don't, then I guess it is, right? No offense, but it's just common sense that Acheron is the hyper carry. You slap on Jing Lu with a Silverwolf, Pella, and Gwen. That Silverwolf is, I mean, that Jing Lu isn't doing 1 million. You know who is doing 1 million though? Acheron. Acheron is the hyper carry because of her talent and the way she's just played. She buffs herself, which is good. She is a Jing Lu on crack, because all Jing Lu did was like what? It gave her a crit rate increase, advanced, and more damage, if I recall correctly. Yeah, increases her damage, right? Acheron does that, right? But she doesn't kill your team in the process, and then she just does that and has a lot more damage overall, right? Which is stupid. Acheron is the hyper carry team, and then if you have her E2 and you run her in a hyper carry team, she becomes more of that bitch, if I may. All right, she becomes more of the hyper carry character, which is to me that's just crazy. To me, that's just insane. Like, genuinely insane how good Acheron truly is at the moment, right? And the only cons that I could see is that there's like no point in summoning in a rerun banner if you have Acheron. Like, there just isn't, unless you're, you know, if you aren't a meta slave. If you're a Chad, then okay, yeah, you do you, right? But that's pretty much it, right? Obviously, when Acheron gets power crept, it's gonna be really annoying. uh but the thing, like, currently I just can't think of much to say. Like, I'm trying to think of anything, like anything. Like, I have my like notes here, but all of my notes are invalid. Like, they're just invalid because it's common sense on that, that everything is gonna get a lot harder, and etc. Right? But there's just not much to say. There's not much to diss on when we're talking about the queen of the game. She will forever change the meta, and that could be considered a good or bad thing depending on who you are. But besides that, yeah, let's stop glazing her. I have a girlfriend. All right.